But let's see what is going on for my gems in July. Well, the focus and or challenge of July, we've got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And the first thing coming to me with this, Gemini, is some of you may be dealing with, you may just be under the weather. Some of you may be dealing with some health issues or concerned about a family member who is struggling with some health issues. You know, and I feel like this is something that, you know, has been going on for a while. So I feel like if that's the way it's manifesting for you, this is not new. You know, this, you've been had to be very patient with this, patient with the treatment, or just patient with the fact that you have this, or you get this, it comes, you know, it's something you've been dealing with for quite some time, or the person, the family member or friend, someone close to you that's been dealing with this, has been dealing with it for quite some time. But I mean, it could be quite, you know, it can flare up if it's something that's recurring for you, or, you know, you could just find yourself quite under the weather in July. Some of you may be concerned about the financial aspect of this, like getting help, seeing a doctor. Maybe you don't have insurance right now, or, you know, and getting care or help for this would be quite expensive. So, you may feel like there's not much you can do about this right now. And we'll see as we move along what the solution would be, or what advice they have for you regarding that. But yeah, again, if it's not you, maybe it is someone close to you who doesn't have insurance, an elderly member of your family, a parent, or someone close to you that you're concerned about. And the financial aspect of that may be preventing them from seeking help, and you know, we all have situations where sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and get the help that you need, and, you know, make payments, you know, set up something where, or maybe get a loan, see what you can do, see if someone in your family will loan you the money to, you know, because when you need care, you need care. Your health is not anything to mess with. Without that, we really do have nothing. So, I do feel that if this is you, you should take it seriously, and you know, certainly see if there are any ways that you can get some assistance. Maybe get enough insurance so that it wouldn't be so, you know, painful financially for you to get checked out, or maybe find a low-cost clinic that could at least maybe get the tests or the treatment that you need. Now, for others of you, this could just be a financial concern. You know, there could be, you may feel like there's a big expense that has come up, or a money loss of some sort. And for some of you, maybe you are loaning money to help someone out of a jam, or loaning someone so that they can get a surgery or treatment for something. You know, because for some of you, it's just, you know, ouch, this money loss is hurting, or, you know, this big expense coming up is hurting my bank account. Some of you may just have a lot of people coming to you asking you for money, like, because the Ten of Pentacles can also talk about family and generations, extended family. And in the reverse, it can talk about, you know, you may feel like some of your family members are using you, not only in a financial way, or taking advantage of you in some way, because we have some runes on the table that indicate that, you know, someone is feeling taken advantage of or used. And, you know, you're trying to be patient, but it's kind of wearing thin a little bit. Maybe somebody is coming to you and asking for a loan who really, I mean, you know, they haven't treated you very kindly in the past, or maybe there have been some arguments or altercations, and now they're, you know, wanting to borrow money from you, and you're like, hold on a minute. You know, you got what they call brass ones coming to me and asking me for money after the way I've been treated recently. So for some of you, this may be a child or a younger person in the family, if it's manifesting as someone coming to you and trying to get you to kind of mooch off you is the feeling I'm getting, Gemini. And I think that's how you're going to feel about it. Someone kind of trying to mooch off you, or maybe somebody who's living with you and, you know, not paying any rent. One of your kids, not helping out around the house, not doing any work, not really doing much of anything. And the reason I say that is because I've got two younger energies coming up in the reading. We've got the Knave of Swords in this deck, which is the Page of Swords in other decks, and but we also have this Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Both in reverse, these younger energies. You know, now the Swords page. This is generally a very young energy, so younger than teenager, but it doesn't have to be. They can be male or female in these general readings because these are for so many people. But yeah, this would be someone associated, this page, with air signs, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And this could be this person that you feel is trying to take advantage of you. These could be aspects of the same person, actually. But the Knight of Pentacles, generally a little bit older, someone, you know, young adult, in their teens, early 20s, early to late 20s, really, or someone acting that way. Sometimes people just come up as younger because they're acting like children or teenagers or younger people. But the Knight of Pentacles is generally associated with earth sign energy, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. So these could be two separate people, or they could be aspects of one person. But it does indicate that this, you know, one or both of these people could be in a relationship, could be in a partnership, and that could have been part of the problem, part of the break, part of the delay, part of the argument. Because there's a lot of delay coming up around this, or a situation that's been frozen. You know, maybe this is someone you haven't heard from in a while, and then, you know, they just kind of disappeared or cut you off, and then suddenly they're coming back asking for money, or they're coming back asking for help. And, you know, you're going to have to, I think, maybe try to hold your tongue, Gemini, in July with this situation. And that may be quite difficult, depending on how, you know, hurtful your past with this person has been. Some of you, this could be news coming from a romantic interest that is disappointing. You know, it could be, you know, someone breaking off a relationship, you or someone else, because this page could be you, Gemini, and because someone could be saying, I hate to say it, but these energies can always work both ways. You are, you know, you could be depicted as a Knave of Swords, because that is your element. So someone may be telling you the way you broke off with them, it was immature, or maybe you just kind of disappeared and didn't really have a conversation. And, you know, so there may be some conversation going back and forth about, you know, I don't appreciate the way you broke this off. And Geminis, you guys can be sneaky sometimes. That is one of the, you know, you can kind of be, you're so analytical. Sometimes you can, you know, if you're dealing with someone who is a more sensitive person, you know, it can be sometimes difficult for you to understand how easily they are hurt emotionally by things you may say or do, because you see the world in very different ways from, like, say, a water sign or, you know, an earth sign, particularly, which is what this Knight of Pentacles is. So, but the Knight of Pentacles, let's talk about him a little bit. Again, this would be an earth sign energy. In the reverse, this is somebody who can be a bit of a slacker, a bit of a moocher, not very good at working for a living. He tends to kind of want to catch a free ride on someone else's bus. And, you know, he's definitely not much, you know, he likes money. But, you know, he hoards whatever he can get, and he does, you know, sometimes these people do steal. When they're in the reverse, they are, you know, theft can be part of their MO, but usually it's mooching and not really wanting to do much for himself. wanting to live off of others, as it were, particularly financially. And whenever he does have money, he's very selfish with it and doesn't, is not willing to share it. This can also be a very jealous and possessive person, not just with money, but with people. So maybe this is someone you were dating, some of you Geminis out there, or you were involved with romantically, who was very, possessive over you. And that's not going to fly with a gem. You guys are very flirty, even when you don't mean to flirt. It's just your personality. A lot of you, you communicate, you like talking to people, you're very social. And someone who is more like, more of a stay at home and isolate kind of personality, like this guy would probably be, that's not going to be cool with him. Now, this doesn't have to be anyone connected to you at all. It could be someone connected to this family member who is, maybe that's the reason you haven't spoken to them. Maybe that's the reason there have been problems within the families, because they're with this person who is not, who's controlling or and kind of a slacker. And so now they're coming asking for money, this person or this couple, and you're not too cool with it. Those of you that this was a romantic partner, that, this could be someone coming back and just some kind of exchange where, you are, if this is someone you've broken up with, Gemini, you're only going to be relieved that, oh man, I'm so glad I ended this, because look at this. Someone's true colors are coming out here. For sure. But mostly I feel like this is just going to be a disappointment with someone, or maybe multiple people, trying to take advantage of you financially. And, for some of you, it's your kids. But now this page, or knave, as he's called, this page of swords, can also just be news coming to you from this person, from someone else that you're not particularly happy with. And Gemini, I don't think you're going to answer right away if this is a message asking for money, or if this is a message from someone who has caused you problems in the past. I think you're going to think about it and wait a little bit. You're not sure if you want to open that door because, then it's just going to be kind of harder to close it. Or like if this is somebody you just kind of stop talking to, if it is a romantic dating situation, you're going to get these messages and you're not going to feel like responding right away. You may not respond at all, But I think it's going to make you unhappy. This person may say some hurtful things, and I am sorry to tell you that, Gemini. They just may, from their perspective, they really see something you've said or done as hurtful. Some of you, not all of you. Again, I don't, for many of you, I don't feel that this Page of Swords is you. But for those of you that it is, I mean, someone is really feeling hurt by you, and they're going to express it. And it's up to you whether you kind of respond at all. Now, the help that's going to be available to you, you've got the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is actually a good reversal, because this means a mind free from worry. And I think for many of you, this is something that it's going to work a couple of different ways. For some of you, this could be a trip that gets rescheduled or postponed, or even a move that gets delayed for a little bit, giving you more time to prepare, or more time to pack, or more time to, take care of something. Some of you may find out that a car issue was not as bad as you thought. If you've had something acting up on your car and you finally go get it checked out, and you're thinking, oh my God, that's going to be a big expense. And for some of you, maybe it will be, but at least you'll have it fixed, and you won't be afraid to drive. If some of you have been like, I've been afraid to drive my car because of this, and yes, it was expensive to get it fixed, but now at least I don't have to worry about being stranded on the road, or, I don't have to fear anymore that it's going to die on me like it's been doing, or something like that. So, but for some of you, yeah, maybe it's a trip that was postponed that you didn't want to take, or maybe it was something to do with family and you were really not looking forward to it, and now you just don't have the money, or something comes up and you're unable to make it. Because for some reason, maybe you were just really tense about, either working this into your schedule or, you know, taking this trip. Maybe you felt like you weren't gonna have a good time. It seems like a trip, maybe it's business travel for some of you, something you were gonna have to do for work and you really weren't looking forward to it. It was gonna be more of a hassle than, I don't feel like this was a vacation for most of you. This would have been like more like something you have to do, or somewhere you have to go. And, you know, the help is that that's gonna, for whatever reason, it'll get postponed. You won't have to do it. But for some of you, it could be a meeting with someone. You're going to see someone, maybe this person who, you know, you haven't heard from in a while, and you are concerned about how it's going to go. You're feeling like it's not going to go well. And there may be some disagreements, some arguments, you know, some things to be worked out, but the end result is going to finally be clarity. So, or a mind free from concern or stress or worry. So if you have had a relationship that was stressing you out, or maybe not knowing something was stressing you out, and you get a message to me, you know, from this person to talk with this person, if you do meet with them and discuss some things, I do feel like you're going to come away from that less concerned about that situation or feeling better about it. Now, what must be accepted? We've got the World in reverse next to Peridrol, which is the rune of mysteries, secrets, the occult, good luck. And next to the World in reverse, which is still a good card in reverse. So this is what must be accepted. And so this is normally dealing with things outside our control. It doesn't have anything to do with us. So it has to do with others or external organizations, bureaucracies, the free will of other people in our life that we can only really react to. So with the World in reverse, there could be something that's been hidden for some time, a secret or something you didn't know, information you did not have, that comes out that kind of totally, for lack of, the most mundane sense, it turns your world upside down. The way you thought something was happening or what you thought was going on, you could get some information in July that really turns your perspective completely. I almost feel like this is a hanged man energy with the World, and I don't normally get that with this card, but I am getting it with that. So whereas before maybe you were in suspension, you thought you knew what was going on with a certain situation. You've tried to see it from every perspective, but finally in July, maybe a secret comes out, or you've got some information that had been hidden that explains something, or explains someone's behavior, or explains why someone has been acting the way that they have been. And you know, it's a perspective you know hadn't considered, or maybe you had, but you couldn't really know because you had no way of knowing. So your perspective is going to be flipped in some way. You're going to see something in a new way, or see someone in a new way. And for some of you, it could just be seeing someone's true colors and being like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I didn't continue dating this person. Or, you know, I'm so glad that I, you know, or I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to respond to this person because of the way they're acting. Or I'm glad I did respond. Again, it's going to be different for all of you, depending on who it is and how much you care. And, you know, if you want them in your life. I do feel like whoever it is, though, you need to have a conversation and really let them know, look, you know what? I feel like you're using me, if that's how it's working out for you. Again, some of you, I think, are going to get that message from someone else. I feel like you used me.